What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome back to another episode of my FIFA 21 Road to Glory guys. And this time we're going to be doing another little squad builder, playing a few more, maybe like 1 or 2 division rivals games to test it out. Previously we did a 50k Prem team, nice little budget squad for you guys to maybe go and try out. Played a game, got us into Division 1, it was a huge success. I'm going to go about it a little bit differently in terms of how I put it together in this one. But this time it's going to be a 50k Serie A team. Going to go for some of like the major leagues. Not sure if I'm going to do the French league because there's pretty limited options. But I don't know, we'll see. But today it's Serie A, 50k team. This one comes at just slightly under 50k, which is always a bonus. Obviously before, when I put it together, I just kind of had the team there on the screen. This time I'm going to do it, I'm actually going to like go position by position and put the players in. I don't know what you guys prefer. I feel like this is kind of a better way to do it. But I figure like a lot of people would just kind of, like regardless, whether I do it like this or if I do it the other way, people would just kind of like skip to the part on the video where it's got the team and they'll be like, oh yeah, no, that looks alright, yeah, I'll put that together. So I feel like regardless, people are just going to kind of go to that bit where they can see the whole team on screen anyway. But we'll do it like this. So in goal, obviously once again guys, this is going to be in a 4-4-2 formation because for me it's the best formation on the game at the moment, most successful one, best one that I found really. So we're going to start off with Perrin in goal. I've got to say, to be honest, the goalkeeper position is probably actually the one position I'm a little bit like unsure about, to be honest, in this team. I can't say that I'm completely set on Perrin, but obviously we'll play a game or two and you know, I'll get a bit more of an opinion on him. If I feel like we need to change him, then we will. But there's a lot of goalkeepers that are like extremely cheap. So there's going to be plenty of options if you did want to tinker with it a little bit. We'll go with Perrin in goal. Then at right back, we're going to have Juan Cuadrado. Go for the price actually as well. So Perrin was 750 coins, obviously very, very cheap. Cuadrado, 3.9k, picked him up for. Right backs in the Serie A. There's literally nothing. Like, you pretty much got to go for Cuadrado. Obviously, you saw I have Malqui in my club. You could always go for him maybe, but Cuadrado is the only kind of like half decent one, and he's not even really a right back. He's more of a right mid that's converted back there, as you can tell by his defensive stats. I have an anchor on him. It just came with it when I bought him, to be honest, guys. Like most of these players, like in the previous video, they're going to have pretty much like basic chem styles because obviously most chem styles are going to cost you a bit more. And I didn't want to like include that in the budget of the team. So it's 50k or less for the players, and then if you want to get different chem styles on them to make them a little bit better in particular attributes and stats, then you can do. Obviously that's going to cost a little bit more. So that's entirely up to your kind of discretion what chem styles you prefer. So we're going to have Cuadrado there. Just pace, literally just pace, to be honest. That's it's going to be the name of the game. In defence, we're going to have Manolas and Skriniar. Interesting, to be honest. Interesting. I was surprised at how cheap Manolas was. I've got to say, 2.1k for an 83 rated card. A centre of 82 pace, 85 defending, 79 physical. I don't know whether it's just because people just get infuriated with like his dribbling and his passing, things like that. It's just so difficult to like keep hold of the ball and play it from the back. If somebody puts like a high press on, I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit of an issue, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm sure I'll find out the hard way. 2-star is not great, but if you're looking for a guy who can just put his body on the line and defend, I mean, he's going to be superb. So 2.1k is a bit of a steal for him. And then Skriniar, a little bit more expensive, one of the more expensive players in the team, 6.9k there for him. 85 rated. You know, it's not bad. I mean, there's a lot of players in Serie A that are what you'd call fodder, to be honest. It's one of those leagues. I've seen a lot of people rave about it, and I'm not really sure why. But maybe I'll find out when I use this team, possibly. But there's just, for me, there's limited options. I struggle to put this team together, actually. Not necessarily because of the budget. There just wasn't really a lot of players that I looked at and thought, like, yeah, I definitely want you in my team. But anyway, we're going to have Skriniar. So 69 pace, it's not exceptional, but it's bearable in my opinion. 87 defending, 81 physical is decent. 4-star weak foot is very nice. medium high work rate, 6'2", pretty decent. He should be quite solid at the back there for us. In at left back, the best Serie A left back that you can get right now. I mean, you could debate Alexandro, but Alexandro's not as quick as he used to be. And for me, like pace is important on this game, as it always is. So we've got Theo Hernandez or Theo Hernandez. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to call it Theo because I'm English, so we'll go about it that way. But 8.7k for him, quite expensive, but he is rapid. High medium work rate is pretty nice. Left footed is always good for a left back. 3-star, 3-star, 6 foot, decent height. You can see what you're going to get with him for sure. He's going to be making those recovery runs just like Cuadrado. Anybody gets in behind, he's going to have a pretty decent chance of catching up with them, because obviously it's quite difficult to do that for the defenders on this game. But if anybody can do it, they can. Right mid, we don't actually have. It's not one of those guys. It's actually a guy who's currently as a right winger. For me, it is going to be Chucky Lozano, 93 pace. For me, in these positions on the wings, you literally just need players who have got pace, can hit the byline and put a cross in. Get the whip cross in for one of the strikers to try and poach a goal, or just pace to get in behind. For me, it's so important. I don't necessarily need my wingers to be like incredible goal scorers or anything like that. As long as they've just got pace and they can provide, they're fine for me on this game. So Lozano was only 1,000 coins, but 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. High-low work rates isn't great, I would say. I prefer it to be high-medium, but in terms of like a budget team, we can't always have everything in there. So I'm pretty happy with that option. He should be quite good on the right wing. On the left wing, we've actually got one of the more expensive players in the team. He might even be the most expensive player in the team, actually. We're going to go for Lorenzo Insigne, which is a pretty decent pick, to be honest. I think he's like one of the better left wingers just in general in that league. I think maybe only like Douglas Costa I can't remember. Does Douglas Costa play for Juventus or is it Bayern Munich now? I can't remember. I feel like he's like back at Bayern Munich, but I get so confused because he's been like to and fro quite a lot. But yeah, like Insigne, very, very good. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, high medium. That is perfect for me in terms of what I'm looking for. 5'4" is a problem. That's just inevitable in any game. That is just extremely short. So he's not going to be getting on the end of any crosses, which is a bit of a shame. If you do some like the whip crosses that are a little bit lower, he can get on them. But if you try to like hang a cross up to the back post, he's going to be pretty useless unless he's unmarked. But yeah, 88 pace, 91 dribbling, 78 shooting, 83 passing. I mean, top player. You'd expect that if you're paying like over a fifth of your budget for this team is going on one player. He is going to be pretty sensational. So I'm looking forward to using him. Then in midfield, I'm going to be using my classic of having a more defensive midfielder and then a box-to-box midfielder. So the more defensive one is going to be Rabiot. He's going to go there on the right. Not as good as he has been on previous FIFA editions, I would say. He used to be like extremely sweaty, to be honest. But I think it was maybe like 2 years ago. I used him like right at the back end of the game, just his base card because he was just that good. But still a solid option. 6'4", big frame, big unit. We'll get stuck in, get some tackles in for you, and then the other centre mid player is going to be someone who actually currently has a cam, and that is Raja Nainggolan. Again, traditionally very, very good on FIFA. His stats are ridiculous. If he had a bit more pace, he'd be so much more expensive. So I should just say Rabiot, 900 coins, if you didn't see it. But yeah, Nainggolan, 5k for him. High work rates, perfect. 3-star, not perfect, but acceptable in my opinion. Yeah, like look at that. I mean, like I said, if he's got a bit more pace, he's going to be ridiculous. I think the pace is the thing that stops him from being like as good as he has been on previous games, but still a very, very solid player. He's going to do a job in a 4-4-2. Not necessarily going to be looking for him to be rampaging forward and scoring goals, but he might get the odd chance, and I'm pretty confident he could take it because he normally does on FIFA for me. So I'm pretty excited to get him involved. Milinkovic-Savic was someone who was close to getting in, but for me, I feel like maybe he only holds value just because of his rating and because he's a bit like SBC fodder player. So I thought I'll steer clear of him, but he might be decent. And then up front, guys, we're going to go with Lautaro Martinez and Victor Osimhen. Very, very interesting, this striker position. This is something that I found difficult. So for me, assuming he was in there straight away, like 900 coins for that, that's a steal. I mean, if you've got his one to watch card, perfect. You could pick up his inform for like almost discard price at like 11k. I mean, why not? But I thought I'd go for his base card, obviously because of the budget that we were working with. But he's always very sweaty. 4-star weak foot, high work rates, good stats in general. Maybe try and boost his dribbling a little bit with a chem style. That would probably help. Maybe like a sniper, that would be quite decent. Or maybe like an engine, I don't know, something like that, just to like boost his dribbling, maybe his pass as well. That would be ideal. He's going to be decent. Lautaro Martinez, I wasn't as sure on, to be honest. 84 rated. He's only like 4.4k, and I'm not convinced that he maybe fits this particular meta. I mean, I could be proved wrong. There aren't many options though in the Serie A. I think if I could have afforded Mertens to get in the team, then he would have gone in 100%. But there's not many. There really isn't many players that you can put in the striker position. If you were going to play a formation that had just one up front, you'd be fine because you literally just play a Simon. But for me, I like to have the 2 strikers. So Martinez is someone I'm willing to try out. I've already tried Lukaku before. I didn't like him, to be honest. Like, he was one of the worst strikers I've actually used. I just didn't get on with him. But I think Martinez, like 4-star. Been good on previous games. Should be decent. Maybe, it would have been nice if he had a little bit more pace, but you can always sort that out with like a Hunter or something like that, guys, if you want to do that. But that is what we're going to go for. So let's quickly have a look at the tactics in terms of how we're lining up. So let me bring it up. So here we go. Right. So that is what we're going to play. Play the 4-4-2. I don't really tend to deviate too much from it. That is the tactics, the custom tactics, the what we want to do with the various bars there. I've said it before. I copied this off a YouTuber, so I don't want to like go ahead and claim I know exactly what I'm doing with that. I don't think you need to tinker with them too much. They're not overly important, but that's just how I play, and it's worked quite well for me. So if you wanted to copy that, then feel free. But you can see it's balanced and balanced, so there's not a lot going on there. It's just tinkering with the depth of the lines, like the defensive lines, stuff like that. But it's very, very minimal changes. We're going to obviously line up as it is on the pitch in the 4-4-2. It's just going to play like that. Instructions wise, we're going to have getting behind on the 2 strikers. On the wingers, we're going to have getting behind and get into the box for crosses. We want them trying to get into the back post and score if they can. On the centre mids, we're going to have stay back while attacking and cover centre on the more defensive midfielder, and then the box-to-box midfielder, we're just going to have cover centre because I don't want him to be staying back all the time. And then we're going to have stay back while attacking on the 2 fullbacks and just nothing on the centre backs. But yeah, stay back while attacking on Quadrado as well there. And I don't touch a goalkeeper, I just keep them all on default. Goalkeepers are goalkeepers on FIFA, do you know what I mean? I don't really think there's much point in kind of messing around with them too much. But, feel free if you want to try and gain that little advantage by maybe finding the best instructions for them. But I'd say like balanced is okay. So yeah, obviously this is going to be a bit of a challenge because we're going to be in Division 1 now. So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued like what the standard is going to be like. I guess it can't be too much different because it's all done by skill rating. And I want to see like where my threshold is before I get relegated, because I need to make sure I don't get relegated. Because I want to actually have Div 1 Rivals rewards for once, which would be like next week. Obviously not this Thursday, but when it refreshes. But anyway, enough rambling. That is the team. Gonna go try out on Div Rivals. If there's any players that I think that should be removed or changed, maybe like the goalkeeper possibly, that's what I'm thinking might change, I will let you know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play some Division Rivals with this team. Alright guys, here we go. Ooh, that's... I'm kind of worried now. I was expecting a God Squad. In Div 1. And I've heard great things about Inaki Williams. I've got him. I don't know if you've seen him on my bench, but I've actually completed the SBC, but I haven't used him yet. He was going to be like a super sub. But that isn't the most expensive team in the world, so I'm guessing this guy's a really good FIFA player. Stay with him. Oh, wow. 1-0. it didn't let me control Cuadrado straight away there, which I would have been really annoyed if that went in, because I completely saw and tracked that run, but it just didn't. That like extra sort of second where it didn't control Cuadrado, that could have cost me. Come on, someone get on the end of that. Oh, here we go. Nainggolan. Oh, what a save that was by Ter Stegen. Whew. Oh my god, this is going to be a test. Skriniar, we'll take that, mate. That's superb. God, man. I thought I'd block that. Like, if that was going across goal, I thought I had that shot covered. But it's just the timing. Go on, he's in. Oh, Rabiot. Osimhen made a brilliant run. He found the space, but he just couldn't play him in. Well, game over. I got destroyed, to be honest. I mean, the guy wasn't like... It's not like he was exceptional going forward, but I literally could not make a chance against him. He was so good defensively. 2-0 in the end. The fact that we held our own in a Division 1 game was pretty impressive, but I want to see this guy's skill rating, because even though I'm in Division 1, he might have actually been a Division 2 player. It is possible that his skill rating was lower, obviously. I mean, he could have been someone who's like in Division 1, but on the verge of kind of dropping out. But I feel like maybe his skill rating might have been higher. He did seem like a decent player with 3 shots, 3 on target, 7 shots, 4 on target for him. We never looked like winning. I've got to be realistic there. Defensively, I was quite happy with our performance. I was really happy with Manolas and Skriniar. I thought Cuadrado and Hernandez did fine. Goalkeeper was actually surprisingly good. I think it was the centre mids really that we needed. That needed a little bit of work. 84 foot champs points there. So skill rating was 1,922. So he was actually a better player, which isn't really surprising. But to hold our own against a player like that with that team was not too bad. Yeah, I think realistically, it's the centre mids and the strikers, maybe the weak points of the team. But in terms of this budget, that's about kind of the best you're going to get, really. There's not really much more you can do with it. The strikers was always a position I was a little bit worried about, but I wanted to do this to just get a little bit of an idea for you guys, if this is your budget, what you could get. Obviously, this is Division 1, so this isn't to say that Lautaro Martinez or Victor Osimhen are not good enough. They might be completely fine in like Division 5, but in Division 1 maybe not quite there. And then obviously at the same time, I've only just got to Division 1 for the first time. Maybe I'm not using them properly. There's probably a lot of Division 1 players out there that could use those players pretty well. That's just me personally. I just wasn't quite good enough to get the best out of them, I wouldn't say. But like Rabiot and Nainggolan were solid. They were solid players. Very, very solid. Just like Rabiot just lacks that little bit of technical ability. But it's kind of what I was expecting, to be honest with him. I wasn't expecting him to be pulling out like Xabi Alonso passes. So yeah, all in all, not too bad. I'm not going to play another game with them now, because for me, from what I got out of that experience, those players there, I got what I expected. The players that I thought were going to deliver, the ones that cost a little bit more money, they did deliver, in my opinion. They just didn't have the players around them to fully get to the next level, to get those big chances against a big player. But all in all, I would recommend the team. Like I said, I think like for a Serie A team with a 50k budget, I think this is as good as you can get. Like for me, I will do other Serie A teams in the future on different budgets. But for a 50k budget, I would totally recommend that team. I would say that's what you can get, really. Very, very solid defence, good goalkeeper, decent wingers with decent pace, good dribbling, looked a threat going forward. is just the middle area. It's just the spine of the team, the middle of the attack. You would just ideally, for this particular league, you need a little bit more, in my opinion. But for this budget, I'd recommend it, really. I think like the pace and that was there. It was just a technical ability. And I just personally couldn't get the most out of them. I think that's what it was. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. If this video was useful, if you enjoyed using the team, if you put it together, if you can hit the like button, much appreciated. I mean, it just helps the videos out. Comment to let me know. Like I said, first and foremost, how you prefer the squad builds. Do you like them, how I put them together in this one, where I insert the player position by position, or do you prefer just have the team there and then I talk about it? Because obviously it takes less time for me to just have the team there. Let me know what you thought of the players. If there's any other players within that kind of budget that, you know, if you put it in the comments, people might see it. It might help them out. Obviously, the team is that price is within the 50k budget as of the time of recording, because obviously prices will change. For example, they might bring out an SBC that requires gold Mexican players, and Chucky Lozano might suddenly become like nearly 10k. So at the moment he's not, but obviously can't. You know, I haven't got my crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen down live SBCs, but this team is about 46k in total. Very, very good in my opinion for that price. So yeah, if you wanted to subscribe as well, to keep up to date with when all like the new FIFA 21 videos do go live on my channel, just hit the subscribe button and hit the little notification bell as well to make sure that it's turned on. Then you'll be notified when all the videos do go live. But that is going to be it from me, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you later.